World's best airline. Do you think of Air India when I say that? Probably not. When I search for Air India reviews on YouTube, here are some of them that I got. Delays, filthy cabin, broken seats. In fact, I used to personally avoid flying Air India both domestically and internationally ever since I heard that it was one of the least safe carriers in the world. But what if I told you that at one point in time, Air India was considered one of the world's best airlines? In fact, it was the best airline in 1968. Air India was associated with luxury and the Maharaja experience, and it was the inspiration for carriers like Thai Airways and Singapore Airlines. A few mistakes by the government, however, destroyed it. But now that it is back in the hands of the Tatas, could it once again claim the position of the world's best airline? Welcome back to another video of our channel and to our 6th business case study, this time on the rise, fall and future of Air India. Air India was started in 1932 as Tata Airlines, and its first flight was flown by its very founder JRD Tata himself, who was also the first commercial pilot of India. The first flight was on 15th October 1932 between Karachi and Mumbai. In 1946, Tata Airlines renamed itself as Air India, and post-independence in 1948, the government of India bought a 48% stake in the company. In 1953, however, under Prime Minister Nehru, Air India was nationalized completely. In my opinion, Air India was virtually stolen from the Tatas, and this is the reason for the fall. Now, nationalized airlines in general are not very bad. In fact, if you think of some of the world's best airlines, which are Emirates, Etihad, and Singapore Airlines, all of them are nationalized. The problem, however, lies in the attitude that our leadership then had with regards to public sector companies and nationalized companies. Here is a conversation between JRD Tata and Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal, I'm talking about the need of public sector making a profit, said JRD Tata. PM Nehru replied, never talk to me about the word profit. It is a dirty word. This was the attitude and approach that our leadership then had about public sector companies. The fall of Air India thus was imminent, but it did not happen immediately. Why? Because of one man, JRD Tata. Even after Air India was nationalized, JRD Tata remained as the chairman of the company. And it was merely because of this reason that Air India flourished. Why is that? Well, this clip by Harish Bhatt from the Neon Show will help you understand it better.
JRD Tata was once flying on Air India. He was the chairman of the airline. And seated next to him was a very senior bureaucrat of the Indian government called L.K. Jha. Now, L.K. Jha looked around and he saw that JRD Tata has gone out of his seat. So he said, okay, maybe he's looking around, maybe he's gone to the bathroom, he'll come back. 10 minutes passed, no JRD Tata. Half an hour passed, no JRD Tata. 1 hour passed and JRD Tata still doesn't come back to his seat. An hour and 10 minutes later, JRD Tata comes back to his seat and L.K. Jha asks him, Mr. Tata, where did you go? I was getting a little concerned. So JRD says, I just went to the aircraft, walked around and came back. Then he understands from the crew that JRD Tata had visited a toilet of the aircraft and found that the toilet paper was not placed right. Okay. And he changed the position of the toilet paper and put it into perfect position. And then he went to each of the other toilets of that huge aircraft and did the same thing there. That was his insistence. And that was more signaling to people, to the crew there, that this is how I want excellence to be. And that was the level of excellence that he insisted on. I'm told that people in Geneva could keep time on their watches by looking at the time an Air India flight came over their city.
Air India was doing great under JRD Tata. However, in 1978, JRD Tata was removed from the position of the chairman of the company. And this is precisely where I believe the fall of Air India started. The first big reason, in my opinion, for the fall of Air India is the drop in service quality. Unlike before when it was managed by JRD Tata, it was now being operated and managed by Sarkari Babus. And this deterioration in service quality led to them losing market share first internationally and then domestically when other airlines started coming up. Then, in a desperate attempt to gain back market share, Air India made the mistake of over-diversifying its plane fleet and over-diversifying its routes. And as a result of that, they started operating in routes which were not really profitable. And further, they had way too many aircrafts. The problem with having way too many aircrafts is that you will have to train the pilots and the crew separately. And further, it really leads to a drop in efficiency and the way of operation. As a result of this, Air India's total accumulated losses over the years was in excess of 78,000 crores. And its total debt as of 2021, right before its privatization, was 61,500 crores. But finally, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Air India was privatized. and the highest bidders emerged to be the Tatas. Air India is back in the hands of its original owners, the Tatas now. With that, let us now turn our attention to the future. Can Air India once again become one of the world's best airlines under the Tatas? Well, the signs are very promising. New CEO Campbell Wilson joined Air India in 2022 after having decades of experience working with Singapore Airlines, arguably the world's best airline currently. Under his leadership, Air India has already started correcting some of its previous mistakes. For instance, firstly, service quality is really improving, all the way from the time of booking to the in-flight experience. Right after the merger in 2022, Air India started working with TCS for a complete tech transformation, starting with the customer side of things and also all internal tech operations. For instance, for the first time ever, Air India has a good website and a workable mobile app. Another significant change is that Air India is getting new planes. In fact, a lot of them. On 20th June 2023, they made headlines for ordering 470 planes, the biggest order in aviation history. This also comes at a brilliant time because India has just become the world's third biggest domestic aviation market, just behind US and China. And it is also the fastest growing aviation market. So in the coming years, I would not be shocked if it was to even surpass US and then China to become the world's largest aviation market, both domestically and internationally. I've had the opportunity to check out their latest fleet, both the refreshed A320 Neos and the A350, and both of them look stunning, much more than before, especially the A350. The service experience is at par, and the seats, particularly their business class seats, in my opinion, are even better than Etihad, Emirates, or Singapore Airlines. Now, from the business class seats, let's come to the business angle of things. In the aviation industry, there are two routes to take, as a full service carrier or as a budget airline. In terms of market positioning, Air India is going to be both a full service carrier after the merger of Air India and Vistara and a budget carrier with its Air India Express. Secondly, you would remember me talking about Air India placing a big order of 470 aircrafts, right? Well, this comes with a massive advantage, particularly economics of scale. Usually, such big orders are placed with a discount. While the numbers for Air India are not public yet, in the case of Indigo, when they ordered 100 new aircrafts in 2006, they got a 42% discount on the total order value. So I'm sure Air India too would have had considerable savings. With India possibly becoming the world's largest aviation market, coupled with Tata's Taj Hospitality, I really believe that Air India has a very real chance of becoming one of the world's best airlines once again. What do you think about this? Can Air India really rise to the top once again? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Our next case study is going to be on Indigo Airways, so do definitely check that out as well and subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thanks for watching.